put a positive spin on this. If I were to break into your house and do your dishes and decide to take your spare
Ooh, that's
bedroom,
even better.
would you have a problem with that? Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like them.
But we promise we're going to enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Dontavius.
Let's pull the pin.
All right, gentlemen, what are we going to pull the pin on today?
Large supermarkets. Okay,
that's at the end of the show.
Oh, okay. All right. let's talk about immigration there. How about that?
Immigration.
Yeah, it can go a lot of ways with that one.
Well, where do you want to go with it?
Legal versus illegal. Do you think it's okay for people to come here illegally, and then apply to be here legally and then be accepted?
You want to take that, Dontavius? Because I think Mike knows what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I personally think it's fine. I mean, the history of this country was, Columbus sailing over here and, the Indians being here first and taking the land from them. So I think we're all immigrants, honestly. So I personally think if you land here or you come here, however you get here legally, I think you have the right to citizenship. We're supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave. So if you're here, you're one of us, then you just partake in society. As long as it's in a positive way, you're not, being detrimental to society, then I don't see a problem with being here.
Let me ask you something there, Dontavius.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be so far-fetched, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the same thing, but I'm trying to go somewhere with this. If I were to break in your house, steal some food for my family,
mm-hmm.
I'm doing something positive with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I should be charged with a crime? Would you consider me to be a criminal?
Well, let me just jump in there, Mike. You're going to a negative connotation. Let's. If I were to break into your house and do your dishes and decide to take your spare bedroom,
ooh, that's even better.
Would you have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Do something productive.
Yeah, something productive. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So how would you feel about that, Dontavius?
That would be a problem to me. The reason being because that's my personal space. That's my house, right?
Right.
But when you're talking about a country as a whole, to me, I have no problem with someone coming to this country, finding their own house to, do their thing in their own house and make a way for their family. Hopefully try to find a better situation for their family. I have no problem with that. But when you're talking about coming into my house, that's my family, my person, my personal space. So, I mean, I don't want to get into, I know there's other cultures around that, around the world that are inviting, but just saying here in the U.S., personally, in my house, I have a problem with that. But you come into the country illegally and you're productive. If you're trying to come here and be Pablo Escobar, then that's a problem. But, if you come here and, somehow you're paying taxes, you're working, you're contributing to society here, then I have no issue.
Mike, this sounds like the My Backyard Defense.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
very similar.
Because those people have to go somewhere, and maybe they ain't going in your house, but where are they going?
Mm-hmm. And I think that's the key.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I think that's the key because when we start the conversation legally versus illegally, that means they committed a crime to get here, But then, okay, since you're here, you're doing something productive. All right, let them stay.
And let me give some, maybe not too much anecdotal, but I actually happen to have first generation immigrants in my family. Um,
Mhm.
and I've witnessed it, 6, 7 years in a process, and they were preparing for these people to come over. They were making sure they had a place for them to stay. They were making sure, they had everything set up and lined up. And I'm not even going to tell you by all intents and purposes, there might even been one or two stray that weren't here legally. But they still had preparation for them. They still tried to make them legal, like you're saying. But at the end of the day, these people just they couldn't just fit in where they wanted because they were here illegally. So
Mhm.
they created problems even for the family that was trying to bring in other family legally.
Right.
I understand that. I mean, I get there's rules to follow, but my personal belief is I would think I think Americans are hypocrites. When you say, hey, these people are here illegally, let's send them back. When we pretty much came here, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I don't know. I would assume the Indians didn't have rules against it. They were pretty welcoming. At least as far as history tells us, they were pretty welcoming. Uh, to Columbus and all those people. I think it would make us hypocrites to now turn around and say, no, we're not accepting you. However you got here, it wasn't legal, so we're not accepting you. Doesn't matter what you're doing when that was,
Do you,
how this country.
do you think that's a fair, like you're comparing this to when Columbus came over? And first of all, I'm not a history buff, but I know
Mhm.
that Indians were killing other Indians. They had
Mhm.
tribes, but they also didn't believe in land ownership, that they had sort of territory, almost like a gang boundary. But
Mhm.
that's why these strange Americans, or not Americans, they weren't Americans then, these strange
Mhm.
white people came over, and things were a little difficult and different, but
Mhm.
eventually they were killing each other. So using
Mhm.
those primitive standards, if an illegal comes over the border and I see them, can I then say, well, I don't want to welcome and shoot them?
No, that's murder.
Because we have an established law and boundary now. We didn't have it. See, that's why I don't ever like that argument about our history and our past, because there
Mhm.
were no establishment. There was no, I mean, even if you said the Indians had established, but they didn't. They
Mhm.
really didn't believe in land ownership. So, in essence, even if you want to go the evil route and say we just came over and conquered them all and took their land, well, if somebody wants to come from Mexico and conquer and take our land, we still have the right to fight back. But to
Yeah.
let them walk in and just take whatever they want or wherever they want, just
Mhm.
because they're contributing, I just don't see the argument in that.
I'm not saying walk in and take whatever you want, but I'm saying if you're gonna walk and work your way up, let's say using your example earlier, you have someone that comes over as an illegal and they have family that that lives here. And they go stay with the family as an illegal and they get a job, until they get the paperwork done, however the process is done. I don't really know, but they go through the process to become legal. Um, I have no issue with that. If they're contributing to society, they're going to work, whatever their job is. If they're paying taxes, whatever they are doing as a normal American, I have no issue with that. If that person works their way up to be a CEO of a company, why would I care? Why would I care how they came here? As long as they didn't come here, like I said, and sell drugs or killing people or things like that.
Maybe
Um,
maybe there's a little more confusion. Maybe Mike, I could speak from my family's experience, but I
mm,
don't think you're talking about the same people that we're talking about. Because people who come here illegally, they don't just walk in and get CEO jobs. They don't do that stuff. They can go to
no.
work, and many of them go work under the table, taking away jobs from other people and don't pay taxes. Some
Mm,
of them do. Eventually they get in the system and do that,
mm,
and even they can do that legally if they
mm.
come here, as opposed to illegal. They come here. What's the word I'm looking for, Mike? When they come from like a refugee kind of status. You know what I'm
As
talking about?
refugees.
Well, I don't know if that's the status or not, but yeah, I'll use
Yeah.
that word since I can't remember it.
But
But
no, let's look at that though. If you say they come here, let's leave the taxes out of it. Some of them do,
Mm,
some of them don't.
mm,
And then they start a business, whether it's a restaurant, lawn care, whatever, right? For me, they came here illegally, but they're doing, now I think this is what Dontavius is speaking on. What are they doing wrong? They're not doing anything. They're either working, they have a business, or they're paying their rent, they're paying car insurance, they're paying taxes, if you will, for the car, you know, for the registration. They're doing everything that we do. So what's the problem? But now, flip side to that is, what about all the people that's in jail who came here illegally and they were doing wrong, right? And now we're sitting here, we have them in jail. What do we do with those people?
My guess would send them to their country or transfer to their government and put them in jail there. Well, I don't know how that works, but that would be my answer.
Or depending on the level of the crime, some countries will accept them and let them just run free in their own country, which we don't care about. We just wanted them out of our country, and we
then
don't
they'll
want
come
to
right back here. They'll come right back.
Yeah, you just see the repeat offenders, if you will.
Well, can I go back to Dontavius's house? Let's even say Dontavius, you're the wealthiest guy in the neighborhood. Let's say you got the biggest house in the neighborhood, right? So you bring in your family, maybe family of 4, and all of a sudden your cousin wants to come live with you. So your cousin comes, lives with you, right? All right, no big deal. You know, maybe even make them kick in some rent, whatever. And the next thing you know, your cousin gets a girlfriend who's got 2 kids, and now he's bringing them in to live with you. And let's say he's kicking in a little more rent. You know, he's paying his dues, whatever. Well, your house only has 2 bathrooms. At some point, you're going to have too many people for that structure. And at some point, the U.S. is going to have too many people for all the immigrants that you feel, as long as you made it here, should be able to stay here if they contribute. There are going to be people pushed out of the system because those other people are taking jobs, taking places, just physical places. So I don't know how you draw the line, but your standard to me is way too lenient. I understand that the compassion part of it, but way too lenient.
Well, you're saying I'm wealthy, correct?
Yeah, you're the rich guy.
And I ran out of bathrooms. I only had 2 bathrooms.
Well, how many bathrooms can you have? You tell me how many bathrooms, and I'll add as many people in that house.
Well, you said I had 2 bathrooms.
The point is that the analogy will continue even as you build bathrooms. The point is that it's that simple.
Yeah.
The point is, at some point, you're not going to have a 30-bathroom house. It's just not going to happen.
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't get paid to the least. I don't really know the correct way to handle it. But just using that analogy, I would just build more bathrooms. And then when it comes to a point where I don't have any more space, I just can't build anymore. Then I tell people, hey, okay, well now you've been here long enough, right?
Get out.
Do I?
Yeah.
Would this be an exodus? Like, hey, all right, you gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, it's using that analogy. If it's my family, like, and it kept building on, I would say, hey, you gotta kind of move out and spread your wings, bro. It's about that time. Or when you talk about a country, I don't know. Can you kick out people? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Well, you can keep them from coming in with laws.
If you enforce the laws in place.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can keep people from coming in, but at a certain point, I would probably have said, all right, right now we're we can't accept any more people, or we can't let you guys in. Not that we don't want you, not because not because we don't want you, but just right now we don't have enough resources to cater to you all.
Do you not think we do that? Do you know that the United States is one of the biggest the country that lets the biggest amount of immigrants in? Legal immigrants. Yeah.
No, I get it. But my thing is, I have no problem with illegals that come here and they're doing the right thing. Because in my opinion, illegals come here and do jobs that Americans feel they're too good to do anyway. I'm not gonna say they all do, but for the ones that are working out there and they're just trying to get by and get money or whatever, do whatever they gotta do, they're working a lot of hard labor jobs that Americans won't do anyway.
Mike's chomping at the bit.
Huh?
Mike's chomping at the bit. I can see him.
I mean, go ahead. I mean, it's cool, but that's just
Oh hey, that's good.
That's
Hey,
what I think about.
hey, yeah, now, David, I've been there. Trust me.
Yeah.
With the whole, hey, they're doing jobs that most Americans wouldn't do.
Mhm.
You know, but I don't know. I think once I ventured into that entrepreneur range,
Mhm.
that arena, I learned a lot more. If I
Mhm.
can go over here and get 10 guys to do the job for less than half of what you're going to charge me as an
Mhm.
American, I'm going
Mhm.
over there. I'm
I
going.
get it.
And
I
that's a lot
understand.
of money to them for them to send home to their families and help the families out back at home. That's just the
Mhm.
way it is. Right. So
Mhm.
I don't think it's that jobs that we don't want to do as Americans. It's the jobs that, hey, I mean, if you just take the minimum wage, right?
Mhm.
I don't care what state it is. I don't care if you go with the $7.50 or the $15 minimum wage is minimum wage. You know, it's
Mhm.
not a livable wage, right? And some companies don't even want to pay that,
Mhm.
right? So they go get some people who are willing to work for less than that and do
Mhm.
the job. And I think we have more of that going on than people saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna work on the farm. I'm not going to cut grass. I'm not going to whatever, be a busboy in a restaurant or something to that effect." I think we have more companies or business owners who say, "Hey, I'm going to go get that cheap labor. I'm not going to offer it to the Americans. They want too much."
And can I switch a gear real quick? You can answer that. You can respond if you want to too. But I want to say, why is it that we are not addressing the fact that there is a certain country that has a geographical advantage? I mean, most people even go through Mexico to come into this country. So based on your standard, if you can get here, well, why isn't that option open to everybody then? Some people can't get here.
Well,
So
I think for Dontavius, he does feel that way, right?
right, but they have
Yeah,
they have an advantage. So
yeah.
that means somebody like from Spain or Italy, not that they would want to come here, but would have to go through Mexico. So now they're overloading Mexico to get to America. And
No, the way they do it, to be honest with you, the way they do it is they come here legally, they have a visa, and the
right,
visa will expire.
but that's a
And
whole nother
yeah,
avenue. Because
yeah,
I was saying that I could solve. Remember when the wall was a big deal?
yeah.
I knew I had a perfect solution for the wall, and it was really good for me too because it make me a great entrepreneur. I was going to build a cruise liner that just went from Russia to the southern border where Mexico was. So I'd bring all those Russian immigrants to the border, and as soon as I said that the Russian immigrants were coming, oh, we need to build a wall
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they got no
yeah,
problem with
yeah.
Mexicans coming, but if Russian immigrants were coming in this
Oh yeah,
country, oh, we
yeah.
got a problem now.
Then you got to worry about spies.
Right, 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 right,
Counterintelligence kicks in there, I tell you.
right.
Hey,
Yeah,
And
I
but
and
don't know,
I
man.
think there's a lot of compassion there, and I feel for it. To be honest with you, man, I have no problem with it at all. I really and truly do not. You know, it's just
Not do.
uh, yeah, they're coming over here. The ones who commit crime, they do what we can to stop them. That's why I like the way we track them with the bio, fingerprints and other areas that we, identify them. But yeah, so I like that.
so
I
I'm
like
not the
that.
compassionate one then, because I'm gonna tell you,
No, I think you are. I think
even in
you
my
are.
own
But
family,
yeah,
I witnessed it. I mean, I witnessed the cousin come over, and then the cousin has a wife and kids who's not with him. Like, how hard
right,
would that be to be this far away from your wife and kids? But then I
right.
stopped and asked. I said, "You left your wife and kids. You left them to come here. Granted, I'm not going to say that's a bad move, but that's the consequence of you leaving your family. So now you have to go through the process of getting them over.
No, but that'll take too long.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
Maybe the problem is there needs to be a better way to vet the right people so that those ones that Dontavius is talking about
yeah,
can get over here quickly and
yeah.
fill the
I agree.
positions.
I
And
agree
it,
100%. And I will say that after 9/11, that vetting process is not going to be quick.
no, but I have another solution though
Uh-oh.
to make this vetting work a lot better and make room for more people. If all those people, liberals, sorry, left for Canada when Trump was elected, when they promised to. Think of how many illegals we could have let in this country. But they didn't leave. They still haven't left. So all the illegals, they got to wait at the line. They got to wait at the end of the line.
Yeah, I will agree with you. And I'll go back to Bush, because there's a lot of them saying it back to Rosie O'Donnell's of the world, right?
Oh,
And
she's
she was
still
saying,
here?
yeah. Oh, stop it.
And they even get the money. They get the money to leave.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, even back then they were saying it, and then flip the script. They said it even when not the left, those liberals you're talking about, the far right. They
Sure.
said it when Obama was elected. Oh, he's going after the guns. Our Second Amendment, he's gonna take all our guns away. Blah blah blah. I'm getting out of here. You know, they're still here. They're like Morpheus in the Matrix, man. We're still here. You know.
Yeah, just do it. Promise, lead, go. I mean, I'm all for it. And then we can
even the right wing that said
all of them. All of them.
Right. Just
anybody who wants to leave the country, go.
Yeah, you do feel like that, right? If you don't like it, bye.
Yes, and if you don't think or know if you want to leave, come ask me. I'll tell you if you should leave.
Wow. Hey, how you feel about that, Dante?
I mean, if you're gonna say it, you're gonna put it out there. You know, live up to it. Especially you got the money. I can't remember who else was it. I don't know if it was Morgan Freeman. I hate to throw his name out there. I can't remember who else said it. But if you're gonna say it, you're gonna put yourself out there, then stand on that, and follow through. I mean, there's other great countries to live in, you know, when you got money like that. So it's time for you to go explore the world now, you know. So I don't know. No, it was Samuel Jackson. That's who it was, not Morgan Freeman. I think it was Samuel Jackson.
It's okay. I mess names up on all the time in here. I mess them up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would be surprised if any one of them said it. No, the reason why I say it, they make a lot of money. They kind of, you know, I'm good.
Yeah, you right now.
Yeah.
I'll build a house over there, but I ain't leaving.
That's a vacation home.
Right.
You know, right? Yeah. But I, you know, every election you have those people, both sides, and I'm not gonna lie, I see it more from the left. Say, oh, if this person is elected, I'm out of here. Here we go again.
Well, the left, I think the left have more feelings. They're more feeling oriented. You know.
Yeah, compassion maybe there, Jim.
Sure. Call it compassion, but not realistic. Not nothing. Because believe me, listen. I will make the argument, even if you keep calling me right or whatever you want to keep calling me. I will make the argument that liberals, left wing, whatever you call these people, they really have good intentions. I do believe a lot of their causes are good. I just think they're clueless on the actual ramifications of their decisions. I just really think that. I think they never think things through. They only take their passion and their heart and this has to change. Okay, well, let's figure out how to make it change, not just say it's going to change. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I think most of the things that they're compassionate about, they always want to get the government involved. The government's going to do this. The government can do it. I'm like, really? And it's like, I'm guilty of it too. And I'll tell you a short story. One time, I think I told you, real short there, Jim. I think I told you this one before, Jim. It was where I was a police officer in Georgia. They came up with a law that says no smoking in the restaurant. And the person at the time, she said, oh, that's excellent. I hate being around smokers. And I said, be careful. Because when the government does it, they don't stop. Mm-hmm. And then they said no smoking on city property, even at the baseball, in the park. And I was like, how do you enforce that, man? You know what I mean?
Right.
And then she said, oh, that's stupid. I said, no, that's how government works.
Right.
You know, when you ask them for help, they're like, yeah, we'll get rid of those assault rifles. All the assault rifles are gone. We'll get rid of those pistols. We're coming. We don't stop. You know what I mean? They just take control over everything.
Assault rifle.
True.
Yeah. I know. That was a dig at Jim.
Yeah, I know. So let me kind of wrap this up with one thing I wanted to share with you, Dontavius, because I personally I haven't watched it, but I heard about this. I heard about this a lady. I think she was a Democratic liberal. She did I got her name here. It's
Democratic liberal. Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, she's Namrata Singh Gujaral, and she actually went out to make a documentary about immigration. And she was, when I say Democratic liberal, I mean she had the compassion, the whole compassion. I went blurry. Maybe this camera doesn't like me, but she had the whole compassion angle and everything. And she was expecting to go out and show like why we've left these people out. I think it's called The American Forgotten or something, America's Forgotten. But she went out and did this. And when she was doing the documentary, she realized all the problems illegal immigration brought, not only on Americans, but on the people doing it, that she literally changed her view. And she told everybody to wipe their name from the credits so they didn't get backlash from Hollywood because they changed their stance. So maybe check that out. And that might give, I'm going to watch it as soon as I get a chance, but I just heard about this today because I was looking up for some good documentary, but that's one you might want to, I don't normally plug movies, do I? Anyways, but it was a good one. I mean, it's a good idea to see.
Okay.
All right.
So with that, anybody got any last parting thoughts on immigration before we run into our closing here?
What's your stance on immigration there, Jim?
As long as it's legal, dude. I'm
Okay,
all for
gotcha.
it. I mean,
All right.
I told you I got family. I got, I don't think Canada or any other country is going to let me do the same thing that we let other people do. So I don't think we should be demonized for trying to maintain a sovereign country and maintain borders and some sort of because it's the same people with the compassion that want socialism. So you're going to let all these people in and then tell all the taxpayers we have to feed everybody or give them all college? How does that work?
Raise taxes, Jim.
Yeah, but we're going to run out of tax money because we're paying for everybody. So
they pay taxes too.
They all won't be paying taxes.
Well, if you know they're illegal, and you got over here illegal, right? Illegally, and you find out they're illegal. ICE doesn't necessarily have to send them all back. Hey, you want to be here? All right, you got a choice to stay here. You're going to pay taxes. You're going to register. We know who you are. That doesn't mean you're necessarily a citizen now, but we know where you are. We know where you reside, and you're going to start paying taxes. You're going to start.
Who's going to run that? I'm going to put you in charge of that. Who's going to run that, tracking down all illegal people, making sure they start doing the right thing?
I'm not in that job. That's what I'm saying. This is just this is what I think.
Why would you need somebody to run that though?
He just said make people pay do the right thing. Pay taxes.
So if ICE is already rounding them up, right? You're already going out to find illegal immigrants. Okay, you got them. Cool. Well, put them in a system. Register them. Whatever system you got to create, you're already spending a ton of money, ton of tax dollars with technology and all this other stuff. Create a system to.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, but you're already rewarding people. You're already incentivizing people to come and do it. So then it's not going to stop. Look at the caravans. I mean, look at these.
Well, it's not going to stop regardless. Building a wall is not going to keep them out.
Oh, it's going to stop. When the bullets start flying, it's going to stop.
But, okay, so what are you saying?
When the wall don't work.
If they're gonna come here regardless, and if you're even saying shoot them at the border, whatever.
I'm not saying shoot them at the border. I'm just kidding about that.
Whatever solution someone thinks it is to keep them out, it's not gonna work. They're gonna get here eventually, somehow, some way, right? But my suggestion is, if you already caught them and you know who they are, and you give them that, obviously they came here because they want to be here.
But
then register some type of system so that they now have to start.
You're putting another burden on Americans, just like TSA when we were 9/11. We've created this big burden, this tax burden called TSA. You're putting a burden on America. Imagine this in another country. If this many Americans wanted to go to another country, you know what they would call that? An invasion. You know what they would do? They would mobilize their military. This is it's a burden on whatever country. I understand the compassion. That's why we have a system to vet them and bring them in. But you can't just let people just start climbing over the walls and running the border and create a system.
All right, ICE is already there, correct?
And they're already overworked.
Well, hire more ICE.
From where? Illegals? We can hire illegal. Hey, you're illegal. You're on ICE now.
No.
There's my cousin. Come on over.
No, what I'm saying, people need jobs right now. People need money.
Who's paying for these people?
Who's paying for ICE agents?
Yes. These are government. Government's already bloated with a lot of jobs. That's how these presidents get the, oh, I created thousands of jobs. Yeah, by creating TSA. Oh, congratulations. You made one company to use all our taxpayer money, and you said you created thousands of jobs. So now you overpay a bunch of.
Well, instead of creating more TSA, create more ICE and actually hire people in ICE.
And then create more facilities and then get more food to them, more beds, more everything. Before long, we're just going to be running one big prison camp.
No, why gotta be prison?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta let Jim go.
We'll all be in the prison camp. That's what I'm saying. We'll all be there.
I'm just saying, man. There is a way. There is a way. It's whether or not people are willing to figure out the way. If we're gonna be the world's greatest country, then be that.
Why do you think we're not trying to do that? Like, why do you think we take in millions of immigrants annually? Why do you think we're not trying to do that?
I don't have that answer. I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Didn't Bush try to with his amnesty program, and it was shot down? He tried to come out with an amnesty program and say, hey, give them a certain amount of time if you're here illegally. Let's say 2 years. After that, if you're caught, you're deported. You know, I forgot what his time frame was in that plan, and that was shot down. I believe it was shot down by both sides.
2 years, give them 2 years, and if 2 years they're not what?
Registered.
Okay.
You know, start the process to get that, what do they call it? The resident alien card, green card, whatever.
Yeah.
So you
Does
can become,
it even take that long? Does it even
no,
take
I'm
that
just
long?
no. Because just because we say it or the president says it doesn't mean everybody's going to hear it. That's why you give a 2 year or I don't know how long, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever time span to where it says, hey, you have this much time to get in the system and become registered. So if something happens, you're not seen as an illegal immigrant, and then you get deported.
No other country tolerates this in the world.
Yeah, but what's the solution
get
though?
A bad rap.
Yeah,
every country's not America.
Exactly.
Not America.
And not everybody on the block lives in a rich house either. We can't all leave our house to go live with you, Dontavius. Not you get tired of hearing me.
Well, to me, it's no difference than American contractors going overseas to make a lot of money in these other countries. You know, we're doing it to get a better living. It's legal, but you know, we're doing it legally. But my point is, that's what they see. They see the land of opportunity. Say what?
Did you sneak over there to go work as a contractor in another country, or were you invited?
When does this show get posted?
All right, man. Let's put a squash on it. I think we got a lot of stuff hammered out there. Let's move on to our favorite segment, the namesake of the show, Pull the Pin Already, where we just vent about something in our life that we want to pull the pin on.
Yeah.
Any takers for the first one?
I don't have anything.
Oh, stop. I know Dontavius is ready, but we'll let him go last. See, we don't put the pressure on him. So
I got something. Okay, right, go ahead, Jim.
No, okay. We'll fight this out. You go, Mike.
Okay. And that's the end of the fight, right? You go, Mike. Hey, this is something that I always wanted to talk about. All right, it makes me laugh when I think about it, but it is something that's near and dear to my heart. Okay, I miss little mom and pop stores. You know, I really and truly, the old candy stores on the corner. And it's like when I go back home to like New York and Brooklyn and then across the river over there to Newark, New Jersey, I just miss those type stores, man. I really, where you could go in there and say, hey, how's it going, Jim? You go in Walmart and do that. Hey, how's it going, Jim? They'd be like, how the hell he know my name? You know? It's right there.
You missed the corner store, right?
Yeah, man, I missed that.
You know those were illegal, right?
Say what?
It's where the illegals were.
You missed the corner store. I say you know those were illegal stores.
Why were they illegal? Hold up now.
It wasn't registered. I'm just messing.
But nah, it used to be. It was more personable back then. Like if you didn't have $5, you go in there and I speak to Mr. Jackson or the other store. I still remember the guy Louise and stuff. Be like, hey man, just get me next week, or get me at the end of the week. And then That's like it's very personable. I tried that in Walmart today. Hey, I forgot my wallet. Hey, what's your name? Anna? I swear I'm gonna come back on Friday and I got you. And she was like, "Oh, I can't do that, sir. You see me every day. Well, I just don't like it, man."
Mike. That worked for me.
I rest my case.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I feel you too, because I grew up with one of those shops too.
Yeah.
We used to stop there and play video games after school every day.
And you couldn't. And the thing about it is, you couldn't even mess up because they knew your parents.
Right. And I could do that. I could take, hey, I'm gonna get a buttered roll, and my dad will pay for it.
Yeah.
He'll pay for it. Yeah.
You just smack upside the head later though.
And your government, our government, and coronavirus is doing away with those things.
Yeah.
Because somehow Walmart is essential, but the little mom and pops aren't.
That's right.
Even though they have the same stuff.
Yeah. That's why they say you have to have over a certain amount of employees. Right. And if it's a family-owned business, you're looking at what, 6-7 employees max. So they're not going to get anything. So maybe now they can. I don't know.
And to correct myself, earlier I meant storehouse. I meant storehouse, not the.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The storehouse.
No knowledge.
You never had the woman in the neighborhood that sold the chips and the juices out of her house, the freeze cups.
Dude, look at me. Do you think I grew up in that neighborhood?
Octavius, keep it over here. Keep it over here.
You want to talk to Mike? Maybe Mike can relate, but I didn't grow up in no neighborhood like that.
Yeah, you had the corner store, you had the storehouse. Yeah. All right. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No worries. We almost turned this into a whole show itself. Anyways, I want to move on to mine, and I'm going back to my favorite place, Mike. You know where that is, right?
Oh, God. The bathroom.
In the bathroom, exactly. I could write a book about the bathroom. It's amazing, the crazy stuff.
Jim,
what?
You did write a book. We have all the chapters on the show.
Anyways, so one thing I can't stand, I'm never going to talk about the people. Well, I can take it from two angles, but I'm just going to say it. It's the damn sticky floors. Like men pee in the toilet, employees clean the floor. Have you never walked into a bathroom, peed, like you're doing the thing right that you're supposed to do, and then all of a sudden you start walking to clean your hands, and it follows you all the way out. I mean, it's not like you could just be like, oh, I'm going to wipe my shoes in the sink. You got to stop, guys. Piss in the toilet, and you people who work, clean the floors. It's disgusting.
Some people need to go back to the range, get that aim down.
Yeah, right. What you got, Dontavius?
I want to pull the pin on the politeness in North Carolina. I'm from South Florida, and it sounds weird. When I moved up here, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh man, this is great. Everybody's so nice up here. I hate when you pull up to a 4-way stop sign and no one's going because they're all waving each other to go. Go, people. We got somewhere to be. I hate it. It's no longer nice. It's no longer. I don't want the consideration. If you got there first, go first. We all gonna fall in line. But it really irks me now. It's no longer cute. It's not funny no more. Just go ahead and go. You gotta do. So,
I will tell you, Dontavius, give it 2 more years, and the New York migration will be completed. You won't have that problem anymore.
They're gonna put a stoplight up there.
Yes, they're gonna put 2 stoplights in case you can't see the stop sign.
I don't recall many cars stopping at a stop sign in South Florida, right? You kind of you slow down to like a little less than 5 miles per hour. You look both ways as you approach and you keep it going.
Yeah,
people here, they approach the stop sign, they stop, they look at each other, we're all waving at each other, and as soon as you start to go, they go. And now you both slam on brakes again, you both waving each other again. I just go, man. It aggravates me. But,
we got a lot to pull the pin on today.
Oh, yeah.
But that is all the time we have for this episode. We hope you enjoy what we had to share. We hope you come back for the next time. And until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin.
Yeet.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, Leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.